All right, so now let's take a look at configuration management, which is kind of similar to change management. But here, this refers to a set of practices designed to ensure that configuration items, CI, are deployed in a consistent state and stay that way through their frame. So the primary goal here is to minimize risk and ensure the configuration of services are known, good, and trusted. So with change management, you're talking about changing resources, adding new kinds of tools, things like that. But with configuration management, it's more about updating or editing or configuring the existing tools in place. So you do have two major elements involved in here. You have the configuration item, the CI. This is an aggregation of information system components and treated as a single entity throughout the configuration management process. And then you have the baseline configuration, the BC, a set of specifications for a CI configuration item that has been reviewed and agreed upon and can be changed only through change control procedures. So moving on, this will be the configuration management workflow. So first of all, you define the objectives for wanting to configure this resource or tool, and then you do the research. Okay, is this actually going to be possible? If it is, then you propose it to the management saying, hey, we'd like to make this change in our configuration. So there will be a review. If everything checks out, it will be approved. You publish, you implement, and then you control. And then of course, as always, you want to monitor and make sure that the change is going as expected. Now, we also have this concept of automated provisioning, and this is the ability to deploy information technology or operational technology systems and services using predefined automated procedures without requiring human intervention. So the whole idea here is to basically just automate all these necessary configuration changes. And of course, the obvious goal here is to reduce or eliminate manual dependencies and of course, human error. Now with the provisioning processes, there are two basic points in here. You have your demand generated resource allocation. So this is the automatic provisioning and the provisioning of resources based upon demand. So you want this resource, okay, here you go, that's the resource. Or you want us to take away this resource, you don't need it anymore, fine, we're gonna take away the resource. That's basically what this is. And then you have the idempotence or idempotence. I'm not exactly sure how this is actually pronounced. I'm gonna go with idempotence. So it is a principle that every time an automated configuration script is run, the same exact result is produced. It's kind of like you doing the exact same thing over and over and again. You're obviously going to expect the same kind of result. So idempotence is basically that principle that, hey, every time we run this particular automated configuration script, we expect the exact same kind of result to be produced. Now, we also have the immutable system. Now, immutability is the principle that resources should not be changed, only created and destroyed. So basically, the idea here is that resources should either be created or if they're not needed anymore, you simply destroy them. So basically, you replace, you don't fix. If there's any issue with a particular resource, don't try fixing it. Simply provide a new resource entirely. And then we do have the concept of infrastructure as code, which we will talk about a bit later. Is basically using code to manage configurations and automate provisioning of infrastructure. And of course, this will support idempotence because when you run the exact same kind of code over and over again, whatever that code was designed to do, it should produce the exact same result over and over again. So that's basically it for configuration management. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class.